Alright, we're back with a, hopefully a game that is a little bit more light-hearted. I just wanted to see how What's It Called ran, so I got to do that. But now, if this works, which it probably won't, it seems to be frozen. Call War as Gunslinger. My frame rate, which isn't showing up on the stream, is like 700. There we go. Let's turn this one out. Let's leave that stuff on. This game is so good. Let's go with new game. Restart. Apparently I finished this on True West. Or maybe I unlocked those? I don't know. Does it say? I'm gonna check these things real quick. I want to see, because there's a possibility that I did finish this game on hard. And this True West difficulty. I freaking love this game. But I haven't played it in years, so... Just go with normal. Let's just play the damn game.
Easy, boy.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawman who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Man, what a cool game. Alright.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
So the
I
thing that I
threw
liked
in with
about
the
this
kid
game,
because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
it's giving me all these options already. I really didn't want these. Anyway, yeah, one of the things that I really liked about this game was it's just the way that it deals with the story stuff. Like, he's just constantly like telling things, and you get to see the world through his eyes more or less, and you don't realize that until it's like somebody's like, that didn't happen, and then it kind of just like redoes things. Stuff now. Alright. Like that, and I'll take some of this stuff too. Alright, I'll take those. I don't know why I'm already here.
Funny,
this is just where I stopped it, but I'm pretty
No,
sure
Steve.
I had
The other kind of
most of
funny.
the tree unlocked at this point. Then again, I've restarted this game a bunch of times too.
Stay here and keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Who's that?
Is he with us?
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast.
Fire at will. Spread out, goddammit.
Garrett and his army of deputies
So, when
surrounded
you're
the
playing this
entire
game
homestead.
properly, you're pretty much chaining combos for the gameplay. So like the story
I
is
decided
the
to help
real hook
Billy and
for
the
me.
boys out of it.
But
So that's just what I did.
I also just really liked, like, the combat is good.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
We're in trouble.
I'm down. Alright. I should probably actually attempt to do the right thing here. I should attempt to play this game.
Hey, we have one behind us. Stay on it. Cover fire.
That's a great tree. I forgot you can kind of do that type of stuff.
One of them.
He's right behind us.
Where the hell's Garrett?
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
Bitch is running. Put some holes in them.
They sound like they're right here. I just don't see anything. I'm also really missing not having other weapons.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Whoops. Is that a restart? No, just check it out.
Watch
Restart.
out. One of them.
God, he's right behind us.
Where the hell's Garrett?
reach the water tower. Not a bad idea. Would be a turkey shoot from up there. Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. The right position is very important. Personally, I prefer to be on top.
Oh, you do, do you?
Indeed, darling. But where was I? Oh, yeah.
No time for this, you hear me?
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Damn ears are ringing.
Untap that. Let's get this. Let's see what we got here. Take that. I don't know why it started me off so high on this tree.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window.
There we go.
Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you idiots.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house. But their numbers in bad. But that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
I forgot the melee button. I ran up and hit E for some reason instead of F. Oops.
Through the back door. We got you covered. Watch your fire.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave, and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Bolton.
Rat in a trap.
I thought this art style was so cool. Like,
Billy
it's
looked
got
at
that
me and
comic book
said,
style to
"About time, amigo.
emphasize when
Grab
you're
a
talking
gun
to,
and
like, a
get to the
legend.
window."
Whatever.
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of.
Where'd he come from?
Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm. I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
Where the hell Garrett is? He's missing momentum.
That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side!" Suckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. "They got a Gatling," Billy shouted. "Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention." He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
Make a run for it. Those poor son of bitches are
Many would have fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you now.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Graves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, Where was it?
You were heading for the barn.
Right. Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up. Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
I feel like at some point I was able to like combo entire levels.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
I don't remember how to do these. It's a duel, so you're like reaching for your gun, and then you're also trying to aim at the person too.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
I don't remember what I gotta do there. It's the controls are slightly different. Oh, you know what? That's right. So when you grab your gun, you're like dodging. Like your character model has to start dodging. You want to just focus on them, and you're trying not to have to move the mouse too much. Are for the freaking duels. One reaches for their gun, press left mouse button to draw aim with, and then shoot. I don't remember how to dodge though. Let's see, help and options. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Not to die here a bunch. Dodge in the gun, the freaking duels, man. This doesn't help. This is our key bindings. Dodge left and dodge right. It's just A and D. It's just working out to do for me.
understand that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables. And stepped inside, and... last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
All right. Let's keep it on here.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid. It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after. He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape, too. My first order of business was finding a firearm. Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Yep.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy?
Shot Jim Bell!
Hell yeah. That scattergun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet.
Makes me wish I had some stuff in that, but... Looks like I'd take that.
You hardly had to aim the damn thing. Guards were everywhere looking for it.
Can't let the kid get away!
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape?
That's the window. Garrett's gonna kick our ass.
Can't have gotten far.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever gonna find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
You! But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Oh! Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy. See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and color. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
There's children.
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free. So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town. I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy. And all that blame would fall on him.
Get away!
I don't know. I think the combat in this game and the story, I think the music is perfect. It just nails a lot of stuff that I would want out of like a Western first-person shooter. And I mean, there have really been many of them. It's pretty much these games that you technically have
the stable on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. "Hello, Bob," I said. "I think you better let me go." And he says, "I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun." So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
If you notice, you're looking at the person, and you also want to try to keep your hand near your gun, so you can have a faster reaction speed. Man, not fast enough. I completely forgot about the hand thing.
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Had Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Oh boy, I don't remember how long this game is. I feel like the first time I finished it, it might have taken me like 10 hours or something. Like 8 to 10 hours, and then after that, every single time it's been like 4 or 5, I think. I could be wrong though.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There!
I did my best to help those poor bastards.
I thought I heard something else.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on, were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force.
In fact, it appeared like just a second ago I was just doing this, and these were definitely Apache. It just switches to this.
See, at the time, I was still pretty green, but often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Because that combo counter is useful.
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim. Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament. I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
Look at that water looks.
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going. And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know. And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Terry. I was done running. The old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds. It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Man, I think this is a boss fight.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, "Clanton, I'm coming for you!" A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Not too far. Damn, I should have stopped. Should have stopped at that other rock.
Let me tell you, that was the longest uphill climb of my entire damn life. Well, one of the longest. There was that one time I was pursuing Frank James, Jesse James' brother.
Jesse James?
Perhaps we could talk about that one later. Now, where was I? Right. I had old man Clanton in my sights.
Damn good traction, damn to death.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
You murdering bastards!
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Oh, the nuggets of truth. I've been looking for a single one of them. I remember this.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
Somebody's coming!
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. First, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boy.
Whoops.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Man, I wish I had a shotgun right now.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
I think something happens here.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other, and I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed, and that's what drove me forward.
That's pretty not gonna work.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no catch.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have been.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
There's somebody behind me. I didn't see him.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot. Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Oh, man.
You're really pissing me off! Beef him!
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Go in here and do one of these. Let's see. say I'm over here for some of these weird guys. Got it.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
What the hell do I get up? What's that ammo? I can't figure out how to get up here though. There we go. Gotta run. Let's make sure everything's loaded.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Can't swim. Had to know. Always gotta know.
Curly Bill, Johnny
Oh,
Ringo,
boy.
and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Oh boy, this is a fight.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Dance with the devil. Make him work for that. Quiet, Herb. Get that son of a kill you like I killed Morgan Herb.
Oh dear God. Out of that.
Got a little sand showing up here all by your lonesome. Come on out, son. Help me out here. You're going to the gates of hell. You're working for Wyatt Earp.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
So cool. So cool.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
My focus is off. To be like 70 at least. There we go.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo. I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Oh, man.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
Who the hell is that then?
Don't let him get a shut up!
Is that everybody? That sounds like that might have been everybody there.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings.
Shut up.
Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable.
You must be about out.
Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
Do you know who we are?
Dangerous, desperate individuals. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was touched, or had some kind of death wish. seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny.
Okay. All right. Let's get that one.
But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Shotgun for some reason.
Once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell. A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Takes so much damage from falling.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked.
Lies. Lies, lies, lies.
I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at. All it takes is one tiny spark,
Real men
and
shoot
boom.
chickens before, or, yeah. That's a good way to get your multiplier up. Oh.
I do not deserve to die like this!
Alright, there we go.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube. I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder.
Yeah.
A way into the mine from the opposite side.
How cool is this?
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time.
I want this.
Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith. I was determined not to give up, however. That Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to help me
That's
find
probably
a
the last mission that I can do.
And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder. I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
I don't think there's any real stealth in this game.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
There's the guy. Oh, you know what? That's a shotgun. That's not a rifle. Wow, I feel stupid. Alright, whatever, I gotta run out.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
I don't know if this is another boss fight or not. I think this is just a regular fight. Nope, it's a boss.
They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up! This day is just getting worse and worse for you! Hey!
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away this was going to take some.
Yeah! I need some help here! Come on,
Oh,
boys!
the classic video game boss thing.
Catch this, you son of a bitch! You ain't taking me! Who said you could throw dynamite? This is gonna hurt! You can't beat me!
Jeez.
I'm gonna bury you in a million pieces! You are really chapping my ass! Not a boy with him! Just kill him!
There we go.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Damn. Alright. I'll let this cutscene play and then, I guess it's break
So,
time.
did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Using concentration triggered by Q helps you defeat multiple enemies, yeah.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
Alright. Yeah, this game will keep going. It just kind of flows into each chapter, which is pretty cool. And it's not a long game either. It's a shame it's not on Steam technically anymore, but anyway, I'll be back later. Peace.